So then guys, one request I keep getting from you guys is what's going on with the AirPods Max 2? When are we going to be getting them? Are we even going to be getting them? And also, what new features are we going to get with them too? Well, today I'm going to go over all the facts that we know about with the AirPods Max 2. But first of all, let's quickly talk about where we are with the current AirPods Max. So the original AirPods Max was first introduced at the end of 2020. So that's right, we are talking almost 5 years ago since the AirPods Max got first introduced. And when they did come out, boy, they were expensive. They're almost the price of the likes of, say, a iPad Air 11-inch. And yeah, they are very, very premium in the way how they're built. They're built out of metal and the quality is really great. Essentially, when these AirPods came out, they were like the AirPods Pro, the first generation that came out a year before, but just as overhead headphones, as it were. They even came with a lightning port on it, because that's how far away ago when they actually did come out. And really nothing else has changed with the AirPods Max until last year in 2024. When we were expecting the AirPods Max 2, well, Apple decided to do a few tiny little tweaks to them. The first biggest tweak they did was just they changed it from Lightning to USB-C at the bottom. And the only other sort of change that we got was some new colors. In fact, we even got the same H1 chip from the AirPods Pro from the first gen, even though we're on H2 chip, and that was it. Nothing else changed whatsoever. And from that time onwards, Apple have introduced, say, lossless audio now, what you can do via a USB-C cable connected to your device. You can't even do this, say, wirelessly, so this is the only way you can do it. But really, apart from some new colors, like I said, nothing else has changed from them. They are still running that older generation H1 chip, and yeah, the price hasn't changed, nothing whatsoever. So with that, the next question you're going to be asking, are we going to get AirPods Max 2 anytime soon? So let's talk about the release time as well, release date. Well, having a look right here from Mark Gurman and Min-Chi Kuo, both of them have stated that Apple are looking to make AirPods Max 2, but it's not on their priority list. In fact, it's even mentioned right here from Min-Chi Kuo that if they were going to start, say, production, it's not going to even be till 2027. So that's right, 2 years from now. That is the earliest we could actually be getting an update to the AirPods Max 2. So by that time, essentially the AirPods Max, the first gen, even though it's had the modification with USB-C and also some new colors, it would have been 7 years by that time. That is a long time, and Apple not updating the product. But what Mark Gurman has said right here, he believes he knows why. And the main thing is that these products, they're very attractive, but they're also very expensive as well. So it seems like with the original AirPods Max, a lot of research, a lot of money was spent on them, but yet the amount of sales they got from it, there wasn't enough for it. And from this then, they have decided to kind of put it to one side, shelve it for the time being until they really, really have to update it. In my opinion, I think they should update it right now, but they're not going to do that. And also that from their point of view, Apple, that if they want to make this absolutely premium, the best speakers out there, great kind of premium build, well, they believe it's going to cost a lot of money to do that kind of development. And so from that, they're kind of a bit waiting it out, and they feel that they could spend more money building, say, plastic AirPods and AirPods Pro that we have right now that are in-ear headphones. Now, it's interesting why I say in-ear headphones, because even in 2026, rumor has it that we're even going to get the next generation of AirPods Pro. And by the way, I'm not talking crap here, because we've just got the AirPods Pro 3, the year prior in 2025, but it does look like in 2026, we are going to get some new AirPods Pro 4 generation, what's actually going to give us that H3 chip, and also going to give us a few other little changes too, even some cameras supposedly. But that is a story for another video. And maybe Apple are waiting to release that new chip, those new AirPods, and then a year later release them in 2027, the AirPods Max 2. That kind of makes sense. Kind of like what they did with the AirPods Pro first gen, and then a year later we got the AirPods Max, you know, in 2020. So 2019 to 2020. So it's probably something similar what Apple are looking to do there. But the main thing is, what I'm going to say at this point is obviously pricing. I'm going to say it'll probably be the same price that we have right now with the current AirPods Max. So that's going to be quite expensive. That's going to be more than $500 for them, brand new. But at the same time as well, you know, for release time, we are looking 2 years away from it. But first, guys, I just want to tell you about two things. One is I'm bringing out my first product for the first time later on this month in November time. And for some of you guys, you'll be able to get it for absolutely free. That's right. But that news is coming very soon, November. But the other thing I want to tell you guys about is the giveaway we're doing on the channel for this right here. I'm giving away an iPhone 17 Pro Max to one lucky subscriber on an international giveaway. I say international giveaway because even this iPhone 17 Pro Max does actually have a physical SIM card slot inside of it. Because I know some countries out there still don't take eSIMs very nicely. So yeah, you'll have that option right there. But like I said, I'm giving it away to one lucky subscriber. And to enter in, there's just two things that you need to do. The first thing you need to do is just put down in the comments below of what technology gear you're hoping to get in 2025 or even going into 2026. Put it down into the comments below. It could be, say, you could be getting a new iPhone, you could be getting a new MacBook or an iPad, or it could be something nothing to do with Apple whatsoever, Nintendo Switch 2 or something else completely different there. The other thing what you need to do though, the second part, is that you need to make sure that you check out the video that I'll be making around about mid-January time, because this is when I'm going to be giving away this iPhone right here. And the best thing you can do right now is subscribe to this channel and also hit that notification bell, because that video will give you even more details about the giveaway, including a form to fill out. Plus you also want to be a subscriber as well, because obviously I'm giving this away to one lucky subscriber. The last thing I just want to quickly say to you guys is that sadly there are still lots of scammers and spammers out there. People still impersonating me, turning to WhatsApp, Telegram, Instagram direct message. Please do ignore these people. Best to see right here. Please do report them. So moving on from this then, for the new AirPods Max 2, what are we likely going to get in features? Well, I think one of them is the biggest one, what is a given, and that is it's going to be the chip. It's going to be upgraded. Like I said, we have the H1 chip right now inside of these. So the next generation chip has to come out. This would be at least a H2. I would probably say a H3 chip to go inside of these. So like I said, that H3 chip are probably going to come in the AirPods Pro 4, potentially even 2026. These would be transferred over. So those features, all of those bits and pieces that we're going to get in that are probably going to be added to this. What I'm more thinking with H3 is that probably the sample rate for active noise cancellation is going to be even better than the H2 chip. This is the amount of times it listens to one sound and then gives you, say, the opposite sound to it, so deafen it out to make active noise cancellation work. That kind of rate and the speed it does that would be even quicker, and this would be going inside of the AirPods Max 2. But there would probably be a few other things as well that would probably change. I'd say the design is probably also going to change. Do remember that the current AirPods Max, they are very heavy. And in fact, they're one of the heaviest in its class of overhead headphones out there. So this is probably also going to change. Apple would redesign it, make it lighter, potentially use different material to do it. You know, it might even be titanium, but titanium is quite expensive. So I guess they don't want to push up the price even more there. Also, the mesh kind of canopy at the top would have to probably be redesigned as well, and even the case, because the case is awful with these right now, and that's the only way how you can power them down in that kind of leathery kind of pouch that you get with them. But really not much else has been said about what's actually going to be added to the AirPods Max 2, and to be honest, I'm not surprised, because we are 2 years away. It's going to be a while yet, and I'm sure that if once we get even more leaks for the AirPods Pro 4, that those kind of features are probably also going to be transferred over. Just like what I said earlier, the likes of the AirPods Pro first gens, so many of those features were added to the AirPods Max first gen, and then really have just made into overhead earphones. So really, that is what we're probably going to be expecting there. Whatever features we're going to get are going to be added to this. But I'm going to say this now, guys, unfortunately, that is really everything we know about the AirPods Max 2. The main thing is they are in the works, but Apple are not making them a priority right now to actually create them to come out anytime soon. It's going to be at least, say, another 2 years until we get our hands on them. But on that note then, guys, what do you think? Do you think Apple should hurry up the AirPods Max 2? Would you get a pair, or do you have the AirPods Max now? The current generation, are you happy with them? Well, let me know in the comments below. But on that note as well, guys, it's time to wrap up the video too. So if you have enjoyed watching it, please do press the like button. As always, if you want to hear the latest Apple news, reviews and comparisons, make sure you subscribe to the channel and also hit that notification bell. Until next time, guys, I'll see you really soon. Take care. Bye bye.